A big question that a lot of people have had this offseason, what the heck are the San Francisco 49ers doing? Going to try to tackle that and dig down deep to find out the answers here on today's 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr., and no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, as always, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. And with that, we segue to today's poll question. I want you to answer it down in the comment section right now. Do you agree with the 49ers plan? Type A for agree, D for disagree. Let your voices be heard down in the comment section alongside many members of the faithful right now. The question and answer from myself to John Lynch at the NFL Combine turned into the question and the answer of the offseason. And I want to revisit that because it sets the foundation and sets the table for the conversation that we're going to have today. Because within this question, John Lynch revealed the Niners' plan for this offseason. We didn't know it at the time full-blown, but we know now. I had asked Lynch, there was some chatter here at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis that other teams are calling you about the availability of Brandon Ayuk. Are you interested in trading Brandon Ayuk? John Lynch did not shoot that down, opening up the door for a potential Ayuk trade to happen. But what he said outside of that about getting younger and slashing costs is exactly what we've seen transpire for the 49ers so far this offseason.
Yeah, that typically happens with really good players. I remember, I think 2 years ago, having similar conversations. You get calls and you always listen to calls. And, I think since Kyle and I've been here, we've been, certainly a top five, I believe, number 2 cash spending team. In the last 5 years, I think or 4 years, going into the 4th year, I think we're the 4th highest cash spending team. So we're at some point you have to reset a little bit, or at least recalibrate. You can't just keep pressing the pedal. And I think there's some good that can come out of it. We need to get younger. I think we're the oldest team in football, trying to make a run at the deal last year. And I think it's good to constantly get younger. Our draft class last year was a great move towards that. We'll have 4 picks in the top 100. If the comp picks happen like we see it, that's always a calculation. We'll have 10 picks overall, and we're excited about adding more youth to a great core of players that we already have.
That was on the Wednesday of the NFL Combine. What has happened since then? Well, a couple of days later, the 49ers traded away Deebo Samuel. You want to get younger? You want to slash costs? That's a way that the Niners could have done that, and they ended up doing it. And on that same day, John Lynch even said, we don't want to trade away Deebo Samuel, but we are going to honor his trade request. That Saturday, Deebo sent to the Washington Commanders. In the process, the Niners ate some dead money, but they also saved about $17.5 million in cap space for 2025. That was a signal right then. What John Lynch said prior to that trade also served as a telling signal that big changes could be coming for the San Francisco 49ers. And what have we seen in NFL free agency? The Niners have let marquee players go who got paid, and they let players walk who played monster roles in the Niners' recent success of making it to 4 NFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowls over the last 6 years. Dre Greenlaw, Broncos. Talanoa Hufanga, Broncos. Aaron Banks, Packers. Charvarius Ward, Colts. Deebo Samuel, traded to Washington. Leonard Floyd, he got let go. Couple of hours later, he signed with the Atlanta Falcons. Malik Collins, also getting a bag from the Cleveland Browns. The Niners, last weekend, traded away Jordan Mason. All of those players who I just talked about got big-time dollars in NFL free agency. And then in the case of Mason, he got $7 million in guaranteed money as part of that trade. And all of those players in walking had to do with many of the hard decisions that the Niners have had to make this offseason. Again, what John Lynch told us at the NFL Combine. And those players, good for them. They signed and went to other teams for a combined $300+ million. And by getting rid of some of those players, it's allowed the Niners to, in a way, start anew. You can have the debate. Is it a full rebuild? Is it a reset? Are they just making some sizable changes? They are still top 6 in Super Bowl odds and the favorites to win the NFC West. And so the odds makers don't hate what they've done. I still think that they are bereft of a lot of talent and depth on this roster. But let's just say that with the Niners wanting to build through the draft, they hit on some of those draft picks. You replenish the roster very quickly. You replenish the salary cap by letting those players go, not spending a lot of money in free agency. And in the process, you get younger, you get healthier, you get hungrier, maybe you get more talented, but they have to hit on these picks in the upcoming NFL draft in 2025 and the 2026 NFL draft too. As part of the Niners offseason plan, it looks as though they'll be eating around $86 million in dead money. And they're going to absorb it all this offseason instead of spreading it out over multiple years to give them financial relief and open up cap space for the future. With these Niners 2025 draft picks, these are premium selections here that the Niners are stacking up. First round pick 11, second round pick 43, third round 75th, third round 100, fourth round 113, fourth round 138, fifth round 147. And so the Niners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks inside the top 150, with remaining selections after that fifth round 160, and then 3 seventh rounders at 227, 249, and 252. A lot of this money being freed up, of course, could be freed up for a Brock Purdy contract extension. But you see kind of what the Niners' thinking is, and John Lynch teased that when I asked him that question at the NFL Combine. And it's pretty crazy how things have come full circle since then, right? Because a lot of times when coaches and general managers are speaking to the media crew and they're having a public press conference like that, it's going to be a lot of coach speak. They're not going to reveal their plans. The Niners pretty much told us what was coming without us knowing at the time what was coming. There are portions of the plan that I like. Letting older injury-prone players go, loading up on some draft picks, getting rid of some players like Deebo Samuel, who I thought the Niners should have gotten rid of last offseason. There are also portions of the plan I don't like paying Kyle Juszczyk $8 million over 2 years, giving more than $20 million to a backup tight end when that money could have been used for a Dre Greenlaw or a Jordan Mason, or if you wanted to retain Talanoa Hufanga. I also think the Niners went a little bit too far, right? Just getting rid of Leonard Floyd and Malik Collins for the sake of trying to free up some money. I get it from a financial standpoint, but now this Niners defensive line might be a bottom 5 unit in the National Football League. Not a lot of talent or depth there at all. But this so far has been the Niners' thinking, and it's a little bit risky. Some teams in the past, in recent memory, have done something like this before. Philadelphia Eagles, Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Rams. What did those teams do, though? They have hit on a lot of their draft picks. The Niners can't afford to miss on a lot of their premium draft picks. And the Niners have missed on a lot of crucial selections as well, which has caused us to get to this point where they've been letting players walk, not paying them, but also they're in search of talent and depth because they haven't been able to knock these picks out of the park. Some picks, yes. Other picks, no. But these next 2 drafts, the future of the 49ers hinges really, in a way, on the 2025 draft and the 2026 draft. Be sure to give me a follow on my social media pages at Chase_Senior. In addition to all of the long-form Niners content I do here, I cover the Niners on my social media platforms as well, building that brand over there. This Niners polo continues to be on sale, by the way. Was $80, now $43. Get yours today. Thanks to our friends at Fanatics, chatsports.com/49polo.